Hello everyone, and welcome to another vlog. As you can see behind me, I am at the Walt Disney Family Museum in San Francisco, California, and they have a new exhibit of Disneyland attraction posters that I wanted to check out. So it has some of the posters themselves and then also some history and context behind them. So it seems interesting. Come along with me and we'll go check it out. Alright, so right when you walk in, there's actually a Walt Disney bust by Blaine Gibson. Pretty detailed, pretty interesting. He's the one who also designed the partner statue. You see it basically all the versions of Disneyland and Magic Kingdom, and yeah, pretty detailed bust. Alright, so here is the Disneyland attraction poster exhibit. Starts off with a pretty cool throwback to Autopia and that poster. So the original Autopia poster, but they have quite the collection of posters, it looks like. We will start with this Peter Pan in Fantasyland poster, and they even have like a little detail next to it. This is them designing, working through the design plans of the attraction itself before the park opened in the 50s. So there you go, little Peter Pan with the context. And you have Space Station X1. This was again the original or early days of the park. Basically you would blast off, and I believe started out going to the moon, and you could see, and then eventually Mars. You could see a picture here of some guests with an astronaut that would walk around Tomorrowland, and then just people looking at the Space Station X1 view that you would see from this. So didn't look like a huge thrill ride, but you would see Earth from afar. Speaking of which, here is a Space Mountain rocket that they've put on the wall as well. You'll notice the floor looks it's a small world. They've had this floor in here since the museum opening, but I always like looking at it. And they have the Skyway, the original Skyway that was in Tomorrowland for many years. No longer there, but there is Walt Disney and a cast member meeting at the Skyway station there. So you have that attraction, and this is what the poster looks like. Again, this was touting it as mainly in Tomorrowland, but it would go to Fantasyland. And then you have the Golden Horseshoe Review. Ooh, stumbled on my words there. Golden Horseshoe Review, tongue twister. And then they have some of the cast of the Golden Horseshoe Review that ran for many years at the park, and it holds the Guinness World Record for being the longest running stage show. So there you go. It looks like it had a very long run and inspired similar shows at the various Disneylands and Magic Kingdom parks, but of course the original was in Disneyland Park itself. So there you go with that one. And then they have the Rainbow Cavern attraction poster. They kept a piece of this. This used to be in the Nature's Wonderland section of the Mine Train ride, and then there's a little remnant of that in Big Thunder Mountain, but there is the original Mine Train ride that would go through this area, and you would see those Rainbow Caverns as part of the attraction itself. And then you have the Primeval World as part of the Disneyland Railroad. So this is, of course, towards as you're heading from Tomorrowland to Main Street, you would see these dinosaurs after the Grand Canyon diorama, and so that is a attraction unto itself. Then you have the what was called Jungle River originally, but became Jungle Cruise once it actually launched. So you have this attraction poster here with a giant elephant, and they have a picture here of some of the original animatronics. You can see a giraffe here that were being designed at the Disney studio. So just some context there as well. Yeah, I don't look like. Oh yeah, there's elephants in the back here, and rhinos is what it's saying. So yeah, that was a cool one. Then of course you have Dumbo the Flying Elephant, the classic in Fantasyland. And then a picture of its early days, a little less frills, and it was in a different location, kind of where the carousel is in Disneyland now. But they have this picture there. And then of course a mention of the classic teacup ride, which was also moved eventually. Speaking of teacups, you have Alice in Wonderland. This is a classic attraction poster, and I feel like this ride is only in the original Disneyland, in Fantasyland. So there you have an opening picture with the very old Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and the White Rabbit costumes, and Walt Disney himself for the opening. Those costumes were very unique. They've come a long way. Then you have the Submarine Voyage ride, which has gone through a few iterations at Disneyland. They're pitching, of course, here that there used to be mermaids on view, live actors as mermaids, so that was part of the ride, but you see here the original fleet of submarines and the launch and the christening of those submarines with Walt Disney there as well. So, of course, kind of a bigger ceremony for that ride, and sounds like you would go aboard a replica of the Nautilus at the beginning, and that was kind of the main inspiration. These submarines eventually became the Finding Nemo attraction as we know now, but kind of unique history here of the submarine voyage, and again pitching the mermaids. And then you have the Grand Canyon diorama. I do like this poster. This is pitching this area that the Disneyland Railroad would go through, again on the way from Tomorrowland to Main Street, and you could see somebody painting that mural and working on it here as well. So that was a great addition to the railroad. And this is interesting. There's Mary Blair's Small World design. She originally started designing it with these kind of like rocks. That was the inspiration for the design, and here's Mary Blair standing in front of the finished result of It's a Small World in Disneyland. But kind of interesting to see it started out with just those rocks. So pretty interesting. And just a quick stop at the gift shop. Some of the interesting items, they have Walt's Backyard Train, the Lily Bell as a shirt, and then his Carolwood Pacific, which was the name of the backyard line. They have that as a mug here at the museum shop. So very specific to that. And then this Haunted Mansion is very cool with the hitchhiking ghosts as well. $300. It could be yours. All right, well, that was pretty interesting, as expected. Interesting posters and context behind them, some history behind them, with the historical photographs. That was pretty cool. I'd have to say my favorite out of them has to be probably Jungle Cruise, but they were all pretty cool. Let me know what your favorite was in the comments below. But thanks again for watching. Please subscribe to this channel. I have theme park related videos, podcast style videos with friends, more travel videos, just lots of interesting things. So please subscribe, and please check out my comedy channel I do with my cousin, also included below. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.